The following took place on the Spanish island of Tenerife in 1977. Due to a bomb explosion in the Las Palmas terminal on the neighboring island of Gran Canaria, all traffic is diverted to a small airport in Tenerife. The Tenerife terminal building is crowded, and many passengers are not even allowed to leave the aircraft. The airport administration is not able to offer enough food or sanitary facilities to tired and hungry passengers. After several hours of waiting, Las Palmas Airport is reopened and flights from Tenerife are resumed. Among the planes ready for takeoff are two Boeing 747 jumbo jets, one Pan Am and one KLM. During the afternoon, the fog has drifted in, and after a while it completely covers the Tenerife airport. The visibility is next to zero. On board the KLM aircraft bound for Amsterdam, Captain Jacob van Zanten has almost reached his flight time limit. To keep the crew and passengers from having to spend the night in Las Palmas, the KLM aircraft has to take off as soon as possible. The crew decides to refuel in Tenerife in order to save time at Las Palmas. The Pan Am aircraft is ready for takeoff, but is blocked by the KLM aircraft and forced to wait for it. After refueling, the KLM crew is told to taxi to the end of the runway and turn 180 degrees. As the taxiway is blocked by other planes, the Pan Am crew is instructed to follow behind the KLM aircraft, but taxi off the runway via a third exit. Then they shall continue on the taxiway to the takeoff area. Inside the KLM aircraft, Captain van Zanten is eager to go, and believing that the Pan Am aircraft has left the runway, he positions his plane ready for takeoff. However, the Pan Am aircraft is still on the runway. Due to heavy fog, they have lost the third exit and are permitted by the tower to use the next one. Meanwhile, van Zanten orders a takeoff. His second pilot points out that they have not yet been given the takeoff permit by the tower. Clearly annoyed by this comment, van Zanten orders his colleague to get the necessary permit. At the same time, he starts revving the engine. Both the Pan Am crew and the tower pick up the message from the KLM aircraft. The tower tells the Dutch crew to wait for the final confirmation, and the Pan Am crew tells them not to take off as long as the Pan Am aircraft is still on the runway. Unfortunately, the messages from the Pan Am crew and the tower are communicated simultaneously, thus blocking each other. In the thick fog, the KLM aircraft starts accelerating. The last message from the Pan Am crew, confirming that they are still on the runway, is received by the KLM flight engineer. He tries to confront Captain van Zanten with the facts a few times. However, van Zanten systematically rejects the engineer's information. The engineer, knowing that they are heading towards a fully loaded Boeing 747, does not have the courage to repeat his concerns, nor to abort the takeoff. A few seconds later, 580 people have lost their lives. This horrendous accident showed that the perfect airline captain does not exist. Furthermore, the power distance created by an authoritarian captain who is blocking the communication and thus removing the safety barrier that the team is meant to be is one of the greatest challenges to a safety culture.